Good morning, guys. It's Lovely Miss here. Baby May is joining me this morning. She just finished eating. I got a video coming up this weekend with her, you guys. It's about animals and recovery. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. But I wanted to give you an update on the smoking challenge. On Sunday, this Sunday, it's going to be officially 2 weeks that I have stopped smoking cold turkey. So I know that I've challenged you guys to pick something that you want to change in your life and do something different, right? It's not easy. I hate that I'm not smoking. You know, things have changed now. Stress, my food, all of that stuff changes. And I've just had to be a little bit more conscious and aware. Again, be the brain, right? So manage those feelings. Choose how I'm going to think and feel about things. And if they're going to affect me negatively, if they're going to affect me positively. So this morning, guys, I wanted to talk about the top 5 things, in my opinion, that change when you stop using or when you're in recovery. And we'll start off with sleep. So sleep is something that has changed drastically. For me, I used to use until I would pass out and go to sleep. So I was used to basically sleeping because I was so drunk, right? So that's not the situation anymore. I was having pretty bad insomnia. I know in rehab they were giving me, I think, trazodone and melatonin. The melatonin's a little bit more natural. It's something we release in our bodies, but the trazodone, guys, woo, I don't really take that many pills, but that stuff got me feeling drunk. So I took that in rehab. And then I just started to take the melatonin when I got out. Because, you know, we don't want to continue, like, if we're not using one substance and then now they're giving us, like, prescription pills, okay, we're not, like, as much as possible. I mean, of course, you're going to follow your doctor's advice, but you don't want to all of a sudden be taking pills that you never took before. And granted, it's another way to medicate, you know, whatever your depression and anxiety and stress. But, you know, just keep that in mind. Like, you don't want to be trading off, or at least in my situation, I didn't want to. So sleeping changed. Also dreams. Dreams, me and another person were discussing this issue about dreams and how vivid and real some of these relapse dreams could be. Now, they have been happening from the moment I decided to get sober. So in the early days, all the way up to now being a year, you know, almost a year sober, I still have relapse dreams that are so real, right? That I wake up actually feeling guilty like I have drank. You know, and it's always like a half pint of tequila and we're out like at a situation. And even in the dream, I'm like, oh man, like I really shouldn't drink. And then somehow something happens where I do, and then I feel really bad. Or sometimes it was like an accident in the dream where like I accidentally had drank and then I felt really guilty about it. So the dreams are wild, guys, and it's normal, right? Your body, those dreams are just allowing you to purge those emotions and feelings that are kind of pent up. So it's like, you know, another way for your body to release that. And they're not fun. You really do wake up thinking that you've done something bad, you know, but the thing is it's just a part of it, guys, you know, get back into reality. You haven't used, you're still going. The fact that you're even feeling guilty about a dream is crazy, right? It shows how far in your recovery you have come. So another thing is the eating. Oh, guys, the eating has become something that's even more challenging. Me and another person were talking about our food intake going through the roof. So another challenge that you guys could take on is maybe just like limiting carbs, you know, because what happens is when we stop using, now food is kind of replacing that in some situations, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, you don't want to, you know, I understand it's great if you were, you know, a heavy user and you lost a lot of weight because of that. Now you're gaining that weight back. Wonderful. Okay. But if you start to notice like your weight is getting kind of a little crazy, it's because now your body's kind of switching over that addiction to a carb or sugar addiction, right? You don't want that to happen. So stay healthy, eat fruits, you know, proteins, vegetables. I had gone on keto for 3 months. I still have a video coming down the line about keto, basically staying around 30 grams of carbs a day. And I did not watch my calories. So I was able to drop about 40 pounds, guys, in 3 months. And this is after I had came out of rehab. See, when I went to rehab, I lost a little of that bloated alcohol weight, but then I got out and I started eating like shit and gained weight. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then got on the keto and lost it. Okay, so now I'm just kind of doing this low carb diet, not doing keto, and then a little bit of intermittent fasting in between there. So just eating during a certain hours of the day. Okay, so just pick something that's going to work for you. What I'm trying to say is don't let the food all of a sudden become an issue. Okay. Another thing is the dating, guys. Okay. So like right out, a couple months out, I already started dating. That is not something that is advised because you're not even like real solid as yourself yet, right? You just almost are like this new reborn baby. You are healthy again. You're seeing life in a different way for the first time. And now you're going to go out and throw yourself into the dating world, okay? I can't tell you what to do, but I know it was highly advised that I didn't. I did anyway because obviously I don't listen. But what happened along the way is you do really start to realize that some of these issues that you are struggling with no longer have to do with your addiction, right? It's like internal codependency issues. There's other things going on there. Okay, so if you decide today, make sure you're being very self-preserving. For me, what had happened was the standards got a little bit higher, but I was still not really doing the right thing. Okay, guys? So dating is one of those things, and it's not just with dating, okay? It's also with other relationships with people, your family, your friends. Things can change, and you just need to be very careful of yourself and think about basically instead of all of these other people, you really need to start focusing more on you, especially if you do decide to dabble in the dating and stuff. Don't make it the same way that you used to do it before. Okay, don't be, start to do different things, change a little bit how you approach the situation, how you go about dealing with things, right? Because we're different now, okay? So we'll go a little bit more into depth in that. I also have a video about relationships and recovery. That one was a little bit more, had a little bit more emotion behind it, because when people don't understand what's happening and how you need to set boundaries and stuff, that can be very hurtful as well, okay? So also, another thing is the stress, okay? The stress management is different now, right? Because usually I would use to cope with my stress. So I wasn't that stressed. I mean, I was, but it was being masked, right? So it didn't matter, right? And now nothing's being masked, especially now that I'm not smoking cigarettes, guys. Holy shit, okay? When I'm getting upset, like I literally have to just woosah. Like I'm walking around with meditation music in my pocket. People are like, what's that noise? I'm like, that is me trying to ward off any negativity or stress from coming into my vicinity, okay? Because we don't have room for that shit, especially if we're not using, especially if we're trying to make different changes, like with me not smoking and shit. It's like, the second I get pissed off, what do I want to go do is smoke a cigarette, right? Or even use, right? I mean, that's just the natural reaction. So dealing with those stress situations differently, it's a challenge, guys. I mean, I don't want to choke somebody either, right? So it's really become about being a big girl and using your words and checking people or getting yourself out of situations or making sure you are addressing certain situations appropriately so that it's minimizing the stress that, is coming from that situation. Okay, so either getting away from it, handling it like an adult, and saying, this is not what I'm going to be dealing with. Okay, so there's a different way now. You're going to have to get a little stronger. You're going to have to stand up and say, this situation is too much for me. I can't afford to be stressed out, so I'm going to have to excuse myself, okay? Or, you just need to now take it bit by bit, so you're not overloading yourself with all the stress. Don't start thinking about all this shit you got to do and what you're fucking up on and all this stuff. No, dude, you're going to really overwhelm yourself to the point where you're going to start to get the fuck it's, right? You're so overwhelmed now and you're like, fuck it, right? Like, I don't even know what to do, so I'm just going to go back to doing what I know how to do, right? No, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous place to get into, okay? So don't overload yourself. Take the stress bit by bit. And guys, remember, you don't have to deal with shit, okay? You just deal with what you know is going to be, again, fueling your fire, okay? Fueling your fire. People who are pissing on your fire or situations, okay, that are not positive, okay, and they're negative, you are going to get away from those. You cannot tolerate that shit anymore. And the last one, guys, for me is boredom. Boredom led us to where we were in our addiction, guys. Okay, we need to get that routine going. Believe me, I'm the last person that wants a routine. Okay, the only routine I ever knew was drinking every day and when I was gonna get my shit, and that routine. Okay, now this routine is like waking up. For me, it's like touching base with you guys, doing a little meditation in the morning, taking out the dog, putting myself together something healthy for breakfast, getting ready for work, and then even at work, I'm trying to change it up, right? Because I used to drink there. So now I'm walking at work. I'm trying to get out and do just different stuff at work so that I'm not thinking about the stuff that I used to do, or I'm not getting bored, right? And believe me, work's not boring because I got a lot of shit to do. But life in general can get boring, okay? And so can, even when you have tons of shit to do, you can still feel bored with yourself, okay? That restless, there's no excitement going on. And sometimes when we were bored in those situations, to get us out of that boredom, what did we do? Use, okay? Not an option anymore. So keep yourself occupied. Keep yourself busy. Let's interact with each other. You guys, I am so happy to be meeting all of my amazing new friends. I've got tons of entertainment, supporting, motivating, positive videos that have been out there for you guys to watch, and I got more coming your way, okay? So continue to like the videos, subscribe. I'm going to check in with you guys this weekend, okay? Enjoy your day. Bye.